solve the linear system, we are given two equations, and we are to find the value for x and the value for y when these two lines intersect. So our first step is to solve the equation for one of its variables. And so when you look at these, you want to look for the variable that has a coefficient of 1. Right? So here this x has a 4 in front of it, so we don't want to solve for x. This y has a 5 in front of it, so we don't want to solve for y in the first equation. We look at the second equation, we could see y has a coefficient of 1. That's the one that we want to solve for, because that would result in the easiest amount of steps, right? The shortest amount of steps. So let's go ahead and solve for y. We'll do it by adding 3x to both sides of the equal sign, and we'll get y is equal to 3x minus 13. So now that we solved for one of the variables, step 2 is to substitute in y into the other equation. Right? So let's go ahead and do that here. We'll get 4x plus 5 times what y is equal to. So we're going to substitute in 3x minus 13 for y is equal to 11. Alright, so now what are we going to do? Well, we need to deal with this parentheses, so we're going to distribute out the 5, and we'll give 4x plus 15x minus 65 is equal to 11. Alright, and now we're going to combine our like terms, and we'll get 19x minus 65 is equal to 11. We want to solve for x, so we're going to add 65 to both sides of the equal sign, and we'll get 19x is equal to 76. Okay. So now we are going to divide both sides of the equal sign by 19 to solve for x, and we will get 4 as our answer. So x is equal to 4. Alright, so we solved for x, and now step 3 is to substitute in our x into either equation, into equation 1 or into equation 2, so that we can now solve for y. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute in to equation 2, because for me it looks like it would be easier. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. We'll say y minus 3 times 4 is equal to negative 13. And what did I do? I substituted in what I found x to be equal to into equation 1. Then I'm going to go ahead and multiply, and I'll say y minus 12 is equal to negative 13. Add 12 to both sides of the equal sign, and I get y is equal to negative 1. So, what does this tell me? Well, this process tells me that this line and this line cross, they meet, they intersect at x4, y is negative 1. And so what is my answer? My answer is going to be step 4, right? Is to write our solution to the linear system as an ordered pair. So it's going to be 4, comma, negative 1. I'll put a box around that.